Okay, my friends, so we stepped inside and built the House of EQ, and now we are going to do our slow motion walk away as we blow up the House of EQ. We're having a house party and we are inviting a lot of our analog friends. I'm going to explain to you how to start understanding and thinking about some of these analog EQs. So let's review. EQ typology. We have two types that go into what makes up a typology. The first is the control type, which is the availability of the features that we have to use when we are EQing. If you are confused on that or you're seeing this video first, just check out the video prior. That should pop up in a window, hopefully within a couple seconds of me saying this. The next part is the part we're going to focus on today, the circuit type, which is how the EQ was built. And all these analog plugins are modeled after real analog units. The first guest that we are going to bring in, the Pultec. And we can think of the Pultec as our silky, smooth talking, kimono wearing friend who's, very casual, but yet also gives you a sense of sophistication. Now, what makes a passive EQ is that it uses tubes and transistors. And the EQ section doesn't rely on adding gain, but rather it uses the tubes and transistors to basically dim down the areas of, for example, a painting that you don't like and shining a warm light on the best parts of it. So it kind of lowers everything but the stuff that we are looking to boost. And the tubes and transformers add that weight, because remember, transformers, especially larger transformers, will help to kind of create a more rich and robust low end. Now, what a passive EQ has is what we call an auto cue, or what this one does. Now, what an auto cue is, the more we boost, the tighter the cue will get. We are able to select 4 frequency areas for the low and 7 for the high. Now, this bandwidth right here only interacts with the high frequencies. And I can tell it that, listen, even though when I'm boosting, you're going to start broad and get narrow, I can influence that a little bit more with this bandwidth. It's still going to auto cue up into becoming more and more narrow, but I have some nuanced impact over that by using this bandwidth. So if I really want that top to feel super, super open, then I'm going to go with a more of a broad setting here. But I have the ability to boost and attenuate. With the Pultec, one of the tricks that people talk about is kind of boosting and attenuating to the same frequency. You can kind of get a nice little bump at like those little crossover points. So that's a trick that some people will talk about, or if you ever hear people talk about the Pultec trick. Now, you know how much I love drums for listening examples.
Oh, we know.
So I'm going to play a drum loop, and we are going to listen to what happens when I pop the Pultec in and out. Pretty cool, right? Now, these are all on 3, so I can lower all these. Notice how with the EQ not even in, you can hear and try to focus on like the area where the bass drum meets the snare drum. That is the area where we're getting a little bit kind of some beefiness from the transformers and the construction of this passive equalizer. Also, listen to the cymbals and listen to how the cymbals change. You could hear that just this unit itself tightens it up. And then also hear how like some of the mud or boxiness from that area got cleaned out just by engaging this EQ and running it through its circuits. And then also you could hear how we were getting just a little bit kind of a lift in the cymbals, but not any kind of harshness, not like a sense of feeling like there was an applied EQ. So you could hear how our smooth talking kimono wearing friend keeps the sound intact and yet kind of tightens it up and you know what? Keeps it kind of classy, keeps it musical. We're going to move on to our next friend who is coming to the party. That is our best all-around friend, the guy that gets to wear, or the girl that's wearing the nice slim-fitting clothes because they're in, very good shape, has a fantastic job, but yet is down to earth enough where they're not trying to drink some fancy drink, but rather maybe, rocking a Stella. Now, what type of typology the Neve is? The Neve is a fixed band, so we only have a certain number of bands to work with. It's a fixed band discrete EQ. Now, it's changed changed over time. There's been some, I believe, that were inductor-based EQ builds by Neve, but for the most part, we're going to look at it and consider it a discrete build. Now, discrete EQ, it's built by hand. It's known to have kind of like a lot of rich harmonic content and warm mids, and that's mainly because it's using transformers as part of the build. And when we're using transformers, we get a lot of kind of richness, especially in the mid-range, and we get a nice tight low end. And these are, again, hand-wired transistors and transformers. So with that, we're going to hit play. We don't have the identical frequencies to Pultec did, but for the interest of this, I just did another top boost and another bottom boost, and I have it set so that on the VU meter, we were at the same general level that the Pultec was. So here we go again. So you can hear how, without having the filter engaged and not touching the mid-range at all, just with a low shelf and a high shelf, we got a nice tightening of the low end from the unit itself. And we also, via the EQ boost, we got some punch in the bass drum, tight and punchy, more punch than we had from the Pultec. And the cymbals, though, the top end was a little different. Let's actually, I'm just going to put this back to here. Let's actually listen to the cymbal difference between the Neve and the Pultec. Two totally different sounds, right? The Neve, you could start to kind of feel and hear some of that processing. Things started to become a little crispier because as you drive into discrete EQs, they can actually start to saturate and, become a little bit kind of gritty and punchy. And you could clearly hear the difference between the Pultec and the Neve. So now moving on, let's invite our third friend to the party. And that is our motorcycle riding, scrappy, high energy, a little bit snarky, a little bit, funny friend, and that is Mr. API, the 550B. The API typology is also a discrete build, but it's what we call an op-amp discrete. So the op-amp is the component that actually uses the volume. What makes it discrete is that this EQ, like the regular discrete build, is built by hand. So again, it's just going to be a denser build. It's going to have transformers in it. It's going to feel fast and punchy and aggressive because of those hand-built components. So let's listen to what the API does. Just like with the Neve and also the Pultec, it's a fixed band, so we don't have complete parametric control, and we do not have control over the Q. But what makes the API different than the Neve is the API has a tighter Q. The higher you boost it, the more pokey and pointy it gets, which is also part of why we hear the punch. Where with the Neve, you have shelves at the top and bottom, but the mid-range band, as you boost, it's actually a wider Q, which makes your mid-range boosts feel a little bit smoother. You hear it in the cymbals, right? And then also, did you notice the transients became a little punchier? Listen to the punch in the kick and snare. And then also when the EQ's engaged, listen to the hats and how the hats start feeling a little crispier.
Extra crispy coming up.
Let's listen to how the Neve compares to the API. The API makes it punchier, but you can also hear it latching on to the cymbals more, and that's because of, the intensity of the boost and the way that the Qs are kind of working, where when we have the Neve on, you can hear how the Neve is just smoother through the mids, and we get just a little bit of a tighter low end. And actually, I have them both on shelves. So they're apples to apples in that regard, but you can hear how the Neve kind of tightens up the low, while it also adds a little bit of that punch from the frequencies we're boosting, where the API is just a little bit more boxy down there, but you're getting more kind of transient impact.